Hello and welcome to a new series of Okami's solo UHCs. In this series I am going to switch it up a bit and I'm going to try making a house rather than just finding a cow and going underground. Perhaps if I make a house and a bed, then I won't have to be out in the middle of the night, and I might survive longer. Also, I get the feeling that viewers would rather have me be above ground more often than below ground. I don't know for sure. I would have to get input on that, but I believe so. And I spawned in a jungle with a whole bunch of... Actually, I spawned in a jungle right by a plains, so this is awesome. As I'm not sure if you saw, but you might have, I did not put in a seed, so this is an entirely random world. And holy cow, there are a ton of melons. I am set for days. At least days. Actually, I might be set even longer. But anyway, so I'm going to be building a house, preferably out of birch, though it looks like that might be a little difficult. I don't see more than like 2 birch trees. Also, I should be getting an axe. Words. No, I should be getting an axe so that I can cut down the melons faster. But in the meantime, so I think I kind of touched on this in a previous series, but I don't think I actually went into it very much. I joined in the pre-alpha, I believe it was called, back before Minecraft was even a game. And I don't mean like before there was an end, I mean like before it was actually a game. Originally, it was just a world where it was kind of like creative. All you'd do is you'd build. There was no such thing as gathering resources. You were in a world with a whole bunch of other people, and you'd just build. That was it. Except the part that I didn't like about that is it was difficult to play with friends because since everyone was in the same world, everyone's buildings were all there and everyone just kind of destroyed the natural look of things, and it just kind of ruined it as far as appearance. And also, if you built something, it would be extremely easy for someone to just walk by and destroy it. Still was kind of interesting because you could build so much stuff, but it wasn't really all that great. But then they introduced the adventure mode, I believe they called it at the time. Or maybe they called it survival, I don't remember for sure. I think the name changed to survival, but anyway. So they actually had monsters at that time, and you could actually collect resources and build stuff, and it was just so awesome. It was so revolutionary, and I just got hooked. I wanted to play it forever. And at that time it was basically like hardcore mode in that as soon as you died, the world was over. It gave you a score depending on how long you lived, and I don't want that many. What was I doing? But it gave you a score dependent on how long you lived and how many monsters you killed. And then after you got your score, the world was over. That was it. And it was just so awesome to me that it was survival, I guess. And then they came out with a newer version that was like the current survival, where you could come back to life. And I wasn't really so sure about whether that was a good thing or not. It was kind of one of those catch-22s. It felt kind of like creative by comparison, but it was still hard enough that it wasn't really like creative, because you still had to collect a whole bunch of resources and everything, even though you didn't really have to worry too much about debt. I think you did still lose your items, but that just didn't seem like all that big of a deal by comparison. I mean, compared to literally losing the world. Oh, also, in the first version that I was talking about, where it was everyone in one world and people kept destroying the natural landscape and everything, they had sponges, believe it or not, way back then, but the sponges absorbed all source blocks within like a 5-block radius or something like that. And there were no such thing as flowing water at that time, so it was either source block or no water. And it stopped source blocks from spawning within that same radius, so you could have an underwater air bubble, basically. Also, since they didn't have any running water, anytime the water was beside a block that didn't have anything, an air block or whatever you want to call it, it would just make water there. You know, like filling an ocean. But the problem with that is, if you found a lake, like let's say there was a lake at this height right here, then I could clear out all the space beside it all the way to here, and it would just flood the world, the whole world at that height, with water. So you could basically raise the ocean's height by a few blocks just by finding a pool that's above it. It definitely made it interesting, though certainly not all that great in the long term. But also at the same time, you could make sponges at this height all over the world, and it would just soak up all the water and drop the ocean level. Because if there are no water blocks at this height, then it wouldn't be able to spread at that height. I don't believe there were any buckets at that time either. So, as I was saying earlier, I'm going to be making a house in this one, instead of just digging around underground. I swear there was a bunch of cocoa beans. That's what I'm looking for right now. I swear there were cocoa beans over here, so that oh, there they are. Those ones. Because I don't want to have to stay over here. I want to be closer to the birch. I'm going to be making a birch house, or at least mostly birch. I might kind of accent it a bit with some other wood. But I want to make an actual house in this series and live in it, instead of living in the underground. Which means I need a whole bunch of birch wood. I need another axe, probably. I swear something just fell on me. Because I'm probably going to be cutting down a lot of birch. And I'm actually going to move my whole everything over here. Oh hey, a cow. I spent the entire last series looking for a cow and never did find it. I spent like 4 series looking for cows in each of those series and never could find more than like 1. Although I guess there's only 1 here too. But I don't know, maybe there's another one around here somewhere. But yeah, it would be cool if I could just find a couple cows and not have to worry about that anymore. Especially since I'm going to be building a house in this series instead of exploring the whole world looking for them. I know it's getting dark, but I don't really want to make a dirt house or anything. I want to make it birch or nothing. So I think what I'm going to do is, during the nighttime, I'm going to kind of work a little bit on the house, not too much, and possibly skip like 5 minutes or so that it's daytime. I don't know, maybe I won't. I guess the main thing though is I need to figure out where I want to put this thing. Also, I should be making a bucket or something with the iron that I have. I don't know if I want to make a bucket first or a pickaxe. Hi? Yeah, I'm right here. And yeah, I back up every time I attack now because I have taken quite a lot of damage in the past few days from mobs not getting knocked back. So, just in case they don't get knocked back, I back up away from them as I hit them. And since I am currently using a mouse, I'm actually able to do that. And that reminds me, if you guys want me to go with the original challenge of only using a trackpad, which adds a lot to the challenge, then let me know in the comments section. If you prefer me to use the mouse, because I know it does have a lot less clicking noise, then either let me know if that... Hello, dang it. Okay, so I already cut down that tree. But yeah, you can either let me know or just not say anything, and if no one says anything, I'll probably use the mouse. I think it's kind of, I don't know, probably more interesting using the trackpad, just because it's so much more difficult to do anything. And also just because I'm used to it, but that's not exactly the main reason for doing it. But yeah, leads me to my other topic. Okay, what the heck is with this spider? I'm right here. It's the middle of the night. Attack me. There we go. I don't know why, but I tend to go with really hard games. And I don't mean, oh, Minecraft is so hard. No, I mean like, in Minecraft, I play it in a difficult way, such as using a trackpad, or playing hardcore, or when I'm not playing hardcore, I play adventure mode on hard, so that I take a lot of extra damage and that type of thing. There's a lot of mobs over there. But also, I play difficult games like Dark Souls. I don't know if any of you have heard of that, but it's a very challenging game. You die a lot. In fact, they have a board game of Dark Souls, and in the board game, they have it to where as soon as you open the box, it says, "You have died. Welcome to Dark Souls," or something like that. Yeah, you die a lot in that game. You're meant to die a lot. But, as if that's not hard enough, I'm actually going to spend a couple seconds counting, because 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Sorry about that. It bugs me when things aren't the right size. But anyway, so as if it's not hard enough playing a game where dying is so common that it's known for it, but also I tend to play Dark Souls without getting any levels or anything. As soon as I can, I get the black hole ring, or whatever it's called, that keeps your keeps your level where it is. And it's not just to make it more difficult. I actually do it so that I can keep playing with friends. And no. Yeah, he didn't get knocked back either. But yeah, you can only play with friends that are within a certain distance of your level. So if you get too many souls, which is basically levels in that game, then you can't play with your friends. And also, your souls determine who can attack you, because you're actually able to invade other players. So, to stop random people from killing me, since I am so dedicated to PvM instead of PvP, I don't get any levels. Makes it a lot more difficult on the PvM section because, you don't have any levels. But it makes it a lot easier as far as players. Haven't played it in a while though, so don't be asking me to play it with you right now. It's mostly I just got bored of not being able to play with friends, since all of my friends wanted to just get a ton of levels and that's all that they cared about. And I cared more about going through the game and getting items and building up my power as much as I could without getting levels. It seems a lot more interesting to me that way, because it's a whole new spin on things. Not just, oh hey, I got souls, I can level up my character, but instead it's more like, I have this number of souls that I've had since the beginning, and I can only use them on this, or this. And then for everything else, I have to get better gear and level up my gear, and you can actually transfer your gear to someone else and have them level up your gear to a certain point. So I would basically do favors for people, and they would in return level up my gear for me, and I would get stronger that way from helping people. And then at the same time, my level was low enough that I could help complete noobs, and because of how powerful I was at that time, it would be as if some extremely high level person just came to a noob and started annihilating the boss. And it just made me feel so good killing the boss so easily. But anyway, I'm out of time for now, so I will see you in the next episode.